infrastructure, job creation, social welfare, economic reforms, and youth inclusion. You bear with me, since the emergence of this administration, the president has made bold pronunciations that impact directly on the youths of this country. Knowing the significant population of Nigerian youth, the president has bestowed a youthful minister. For the first time in the history of this country, we are having a minister of youth that is below the age of 40. This is the UNESCO and the United Nations recommendation. The first time in the history of Nigeria, we are having a youth as a minister of youth. The president also has made pronunciation that there is a need for the youth of this country to come together and brainstorm to deliver. Let us project our future by ourselves. The president has pronounced that there should be a national youth confab. Please put your hands together. What the president implies by the national youth confab is for Nigerian youth for us to come together on a round table. Let us deliberate the future of our country, which the youth are the future leaders. We are the leaders of tomorrow of this country. And the president has given grant approval for the constitution of the National Youth Confab. Let us come up with recommendations that he will implement to support the growth of Nigeria and Nigerian youth. The president has also put on both steps, policies, programs, initiatives that has direct bearing on the life of young Nigerians like you and I. Under the renewal agenda, which the DOOR-2-DOOR movement is championing, with a focus driven to strengthen public trust and stimulate national unity, the president is committed to promoting national unity. If you see, the national anthem is one thing that has stand to tell us that we have many reasons to stand united. If you read through the text of the national anthem, it tells you Mr. President is committed to the unity and well-being of this country. Please, can we celebrate that? The Pbat movement is not just a campaign. It is a citizenship awakening a grassroots revolution. Yes, it is a citizenship awakening a grassroots revolution and a commitment to rebuild Nigeria from the ground. A commitment to help the president build Nigeria again from the ground. These are part of the reforms Mr. President is taking. Just like you know, yes, the policies of the government has inflicted pains on Nigeria, which the president has acknowledged. But the turning point, the turning around of those decisions will be Nigeria competing with the United States of America, Nigeria competing with Dubai, and other tourist countries. We can see the medical tourism happening in the country. Mr. President is setting a new precedent. Nigerians will stop going abroad to school. Mr. President recently launched a non-fund education loan fund that gives children of the less privileged access to quality and affordable education in Nigeria. No student will be deprived that I am from the family of the less privileged. That is why I am unable to go to school. That is not a reason. Mr. President has justified the confidence of Nigeria. From your pre-ND, ND, HND, 100 level down to your 500 level, you don't need to pay a damn. Please, let's celebrate this decision of Mr. President. And the direct beneficiaries of these decisions are we, the youths, 18 to 40. Mr. President has also graciously approved a national education technical program that takes care of the arts, crafts, Just like we have the technical schools. Mr. President has not come to say any children or citizens of Nigeria going to technical education, you will be supported with a grant of 40,000 naira every month. And if you graduate, you will have the capacity to establish your own independence. This is what is being practicing abroad, the country. And Mr. President, with his team, are gradually bringing these things to an end. So I want to tell you that this movement, under the stewardship of the government, one of the person protecting the national assets of this country, this is to tell you how patriotic Tompolo is. Protecting the national asset of this country, he is ready to support this movement, to be on its toes, to take these messages I have read and others that I have not read to the doorstep of every Nigerian. So in the coming days, you will get to know more about the door-to-door movement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu movement this year. God bless Nigeria. God bless the Federal Republic. Thank you very much.
Is back? Yes, we'd love to carry on now. Okay, up next, I would love to know if Mr. Edgar is in the building, because we'll be hearing from you next, sir. Mr. Edgar? Okay. We were supposed to hear from him now in National Security and Access Protection, but in the absence of that, we would love to move on now to receive a goodwill message. So I'm going to be calling upon taking our goodwill message this morning on behalf of the Grand Patron High Chief Dr. Ekpemutolo Tompolo. He is humbly represented by Mr. Shola Ayo, who will be handling the goodwill message. Please, let's give him a warm round of applause as he comes on stage to share his goodwill message. Mr. Shola? All right. In the absence of that, we'll have to move on to the highlight of today's gathering. Right next, we'll be handling the official press statement. And this is going to be coming from the National Coordinator of the Pbat door-to-door movement. Please, let's warmly give a round of applause to activist Ambassador Sunday Asuku for the press statement.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to especially welcome you all to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and once again to celebrate with each and every one of us on the commemoration of our democracy, June 12. Today we are celebrating 26 years of uninterrupted democracy in Nigeria. This is indeed a milestone. And to this end, we are here to felicitate with the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Being the text of the address delivered by myself, activist Sunday Adekombi Asuku, the pro-tem national coordinator of the Pbat DOOR-2-DOOR movement, at the World Press Conference held on the commemoration of Nigeria's 26 years of uninterrupted democracy at NAF Conference Center, Abuja, this day, Friday, June 13th, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, distinguished guests, and fellow Nigerians, on this historic 26th year of unfettered democratic practice in our dear country, the Pbat DOOR-2-DOOR movement, a socio-political group dedicated to mobilizing grassroots support for the transformative leadership of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, proudly extends heartfelt congratulations to our visionary president on the remarkable milestone of his second year in office. We also salute the resilience of the people of Nigeria for their commitment to our nation's democratic journey. In just 2 years, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has demonstrated unparalleled vision, courage, and resolve, positioning Nigeria as a global economic powerhouse and a beacon of democratic governance. His bold reforms and transformative policies have laid a solid foundation for sustainable growth, prosperity, and unity. We stand in awe of his unrelenting drive to deliver the dividends of democracy to every Nigerian, regardless of region, religion, or socio-economic background. The achievements of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration are nothing short of extraordinary. Allow me to highlight some of these landmark accomplishments. 1. The education and youth empowerment. The Nigeria Education Loan Fund, popularly known as NOFund, has provided interest-free loans to over 500,000 students, while over 100,000 youths have been trained in digital skills, including software development and cybersecurity, equipping them for the global economy. Economic reforms. By unifying exchange rates, removing the fuel subsidy, saving $10 billion annually, and reducing the debt service to revenue ratio from 96% in 2022 to under 40% in 2024. The administration has stabilized the naira, boosted investor confidence, and increased government revenue to $6 trillion in Q1 2025. Energy and infrastructure. Oil production has risen to 1.61 million barrels per day, with over $8 billion in new investment. Power generation has improved from 4,000 megawatts to 6,000 megawatts. And initiatives like Naira for Crude and the CNG program are driving local refining and sustainable transportation. Healthcare transformation. The National Health Fellows Program expanded health insurance covering 20 million Nigerians, revitalized 1,000 primary healthcare centers, and new cancer treatment centers are revolutionizing healthcare access. Agriculture and food security. The 100 billion National Agricultural Development Fund and the procurement of tractors and fertilizers are boosting year-round farming and productivity. The social welfare. The controller cash transfer program has reached 70 million Nigerians. The consumer credit scheme supports 90,000 citizens, and Renewed Hope Estates are providing affordable housing. Security and justice. Over 13,500 terrorists and criminals have been neutralized. 11,259 kidnapped captives freed, and financial autonomy granted to 774 local governments through a landmark Supreme Court ruling. digital and administrative reforms. The new enrollment has reached 118 million passport backlogs. The new enrollment has reached 118 million. Passport backlogs have been cleared, and data protection law ensures privacy and transparency. Infrastructure development. The 700-kilometer Lagos to Calabar Coastal Highway access roads for the second Niger Bridge and the Renewed Hope Infrastructure Development Fund are transforming connectivity and development. The local manufacturing and investment. The Nigeria First Policy and the 250 billion naira MOFI Real Estate Investment Fund are driving economic growth and job creation. These achievements reflect President Tinubu's deep understanding of Nigeria's challenges and his resolve to address them. His bold reforms removing the petrol subsidy, implementing FX and tax reforms, and launching transformative capital projects like the Coastal Highway. These have set Nigeria on an irreversible path to prosperity. We are particularly excited about the bold projection for Nigeria's oil sector, a cornerstone of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic agenda. By the end of 2025, oil production is poised to reach 2 million barrels per day, with an ambitious target of 5 million barrels per day by 2027 by the special grace of God. These projections are driven by strategic investment, the Naira for Crude initiative, and enhanced security measures, including the deployment of mining marshals in the Niger Delta and across the nation. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's leadership, Nigeria is reclaiming its position as a global energy leader, fueling economic growth, creating jobs, and strengthening our foreign reserves, which have grown from $4 billion in 2023 to over $23 billion in 2024. We commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for deepening our democracy and upholding the rule of law. His administration has strengthened institutions, championed inclusivity, and empowered local governments and regional commissions to drive grassroots development by prioritizing accountability and transparency. He has restored public trust in governance and inspired hope for a better Nigeria. Our grand patron, High Chief Dr. Government Owezide Epenupolo, alias Kompolo, his deep-rooted belief in the renewed hope agenda stems from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's stellar track record as Lagos State Governor and his remarkable achievement in office as President in the past 2 years. Together, we will build a Nigeria that is prosperous. Together, we build a united Nigeria, and together, we build a globally respected country. Long live President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, and long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, National Coordinator. I believe he deserves a louder round of applause, please. Thank you so much, sir, for your detailed and impactful press statement. It clearly reflects the vision, the objectives, and the momentum behind the Pbat door-to-door movement. Okay, once again, I would love to know if Mr. Edgar is with us in the building. Mr. Edgar? All right. Moving on, at this point, we would love to proceed to the questions and answer session, which gives members of the press the opportunities to answer and to engage directly with everyone here. So please kindly raise your hands and introduce yourself, your name and your media organization. And let's please keep our questions brief and straight to the point. So please, if you have any questions, you can kindly raise your hands. All right, in the absence of that, the DJ, can you give us something, please? Once again, I would love to let us know that the question and answer session is on. This is the opportunity for members of the press to directly engage with us. So please, if you have any questions, if you would love to contribute at this point, kindly raise up your hands to get our attention so you can be given the microphone for you to introduce yourself, your name and the organization you're representing, and you can go on with your questions briefly and straight to the point. Thank you so much. All right, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, patriotic citizens of Nigeria. Now, at this point, I would love to call for anybody on the high table to come forward to give a goodwill message. Please, let's welcome to the stage Honorable Omotowa Victor.
Thank you very much. Good morning once again. I am standing here to represent the North Central of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and to also declare our unalloyed support towards the President of the country is doing, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. For the Pbat movement, we want to appreciate the initiative and want to thank His Excellency, the President of the country, and our patron, Tompolo. We want to appreciate your support, and we want to say that we will try our best possible to go to grassroots, talk the talk to every door of the North Central to ensure that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu continues with his good work that he has been doing for the past 2 this democracy needs to be deepening. This democracy needs to be strengthened. Our students need to continue to enjoy the NEL fund. Our youth needs to continue to enjoy the skill acquisition they are benefiting today. We must not rest on our oars. So I want to urge us, as we have started, let the tempo continue. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate that. Thank you for your wise words. All right, please let's welcome our right honorable.
My name is Orishamolua Adekunle. I am the coordinator of the student is doing of infrastructure in Southwest and in Nigeria at large. And on behalf of the people of the Southwest, I want to thank Mr. President for what he's doing, and we want to encourage him more on what he's doing for the people of Nigeria. And also, we want to thank Nigerians for supporting our own President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm talking as the coordinator that actually comes from his own zone, and I also want to appeal this Pbat movement. We're going to go back to grassroots and ensure that our people are carried along, and we're going to be sure that what needs to be given to our people in terms of remuneration to carry out this campaign that will get to the grassroots, both the youth, the market women, the students, that the interest of the Nigerian youth, the women, and Nigerians is important to Mr. President. That is why he has come to salvage democracy. And if we look back to history, Mr. President is expected as youth, our leaders, who was in the forefront of democracy in Nigeria. And that is why some of our youths like us are learning from those processes. And this, we want to thank our grand patron who have deemed it fit that this kind of movement is in place to ensure that the goodwill of the people is prevailed and democracy is entrenching. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Permit me to stand already established protocol. As I remain Honorable Rulwani MD Mukhtar Kasna, I'm the coordinator of the Northwest delegation. I think ours from the Northwest is a payback time. The Ashwaji Ahmed Bola Tinubu is not only the president of Nigeria, but a father to Nigerian politics. I am from the CPC bloc, initially before we formed APC. And we have been battling and struggling to make sure that President Muhammad Buhari lead Nigeria. But we faced several times with the effort of Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When we formed APC, he single-handedly mobilized all Nigerians across the nation in making sure that our son and our father, President Muhammad Buhari, emerge as the Nigerian president. So we have not any reason from the Northwest and the entire Nigerian state not to support Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We are very committed. And let me assure you that politics is a collective responsibility, it's not a one-man business. And politics is a grassroots, it's not on the grassroots level. So I wish and I urge each and every member of this family, we should go back to our respective constituencies from the polling units, ward level, local government and the state level to mobilize for President Ashwaji Ahmed Bola Tinubu for a second time. Thank you so much and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. Please let's give him a very warm round of applause once again. Thank you so much, sir, for your very deep insights. And at this point, I will be calling on stage the national coordinator to please do the honors of introducing a very special guest in our midst. So please join me as I welcome activist Ambassador Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Moderator. Good morning once again. Permit me to once again congratulate us on the 26th democracy celebration of our country. 26 years of uninterrupted democracy. Like I said earlier in our press statement, it is indeed a milestone, and I so congratulate each and every one of us on behalf of our grand patron, High Chief Dr. Government Epenopoli, popularly and worldwide known as Tompolo. We welcome our own leader, Mr. Hector, to the people, to the program, to give us the good message from our grand patron. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Let me stand on the protocol. Personally, I'm quite elated on the faces of the persons here today who believe where this country, where the President Bola Ahmed FR wants to take this country. I stand there today on behalf of the founder and grand patron of the door-to-door movement for the Bola Ahmed political grassroots organization. I bring you goodwill message on behalf of High Chief Dr. Government Owezide Ekomukolo. By traditional type, is the Islamic of the nation. For those of you, for the benefit of those of you who don't understand it, that is a very high traditional type. That is the one forefront who wants the uppermost good for Ijaw people, not just Ijaw people, but by extension, Niger Deltans and every other person in this Nigerian Committee of Nations who feels disenfranchised or limited. He believes so much in the inclusivity of every one of us to make this government, this country a success. And that is what, to found this organization, to drive it, and to make sure it is organically connected to Nigerians at the grassroots level. Because we believe President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the one that can really take this country to the destination where we want this country to be. Not too long ago, we all felt the direction where this country was going, but it has taken the brinkmanship of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to steer the precipice from the brink of a fall. Today, it is quite evident, self-evident, that economically speaking, we are on a rebound. We are on a rebound. When you talk about the fiscal and monetary policy, you can see better management of the exchange, the forex exchange rate with regards to the dollar. We quite understand the pangs, the feelings of the ordinary Nigerians, how they feel about the economy. And the president is not aloof to that. He's been quite proactive. There are so many programs, just like the national coordinator tested to before me. There are so many programs that have been put in place to bring that social cohesiveness for the ordinary Nigerians. So, at this juncture,
I would like to say congratulations to every one of you. We will take this movement to local governments, ward units, to states. We will organize it organically. Your voice will count, not just statistically. Your voice will count, the unit you belong to will count, your wards will count, your local government will count. It is that which will now make the mass of the movement nationally. And the momentum that you are building here today will be aired by the president, will be aired in every corner of this country, not south. Thank you very much, so much. At this juncture, I would like to congratulate every one of you who is present today. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that Goodwill message. We do appreciate your presence and your very powerful words this morning. Please let's give him a little round of applause. Thank you so much. So we're taking our final last Goodwill message from Engineer Jacob. Please let's welcome him on stage as he comes to give the final Goodwill message for today. He's closer to the stage. Let's welcome him.
Hello, fellow Nigerians, members of the high table. My name is Engineer Nnajijeku Onovo. Of humble invite. And I appreciate you and appreciate the movement. Government of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been doing a lot. But most Nigerians, especially the ordinary Nigerians, might not understand the progress being made. But when the feeling is, how does it change my situation? How does it affect my course? And that is the essence of the door-to-door movement. To help drive the programs of the government to the grassroots, offer explanation. For those of us who are fortunate to be enlightened enough to understand the economic indices, we understand it is on positive trajectory. But the ordinary Nigerian in my rural community might not understand it. And this is the essence of the door-to-door movement, to drive the message home, explain that government policies and programs are in three batches. There is the immediate effect, the mid-term, and the long-term. And the government believes that most often Nigerians are concerned with the immediate effect. But note, maturity. Nigeria is about 65 years old and matured enough. And the essence of maturity is bearing the consequences of immediate action and believing that things will turn around. So forgoing immediate pleasure in favor of long-term gain. So the door-to-door movement, I appreciate you, I commend you, and believe that you will drive this message home and explain to Nigerians that things are getting better, things are stabilizing, the economy is looking upward. Thank you, and God bless everybody.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate your contribution to our vision. At this point, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the conclusion of today's press conference. And at this point, since we started with prayer, we definitely have to end with prayer. I'd love for you to join me to welcome the Southwest Coordinator, Honorable Adekunle Orishamolua, as he comes and delivers the closing prayer. Please let's appreciate him as he comes in.
Let's stand up for closing prayer. Our God, our Father, we thank you for today on this program. As we are going back to our viewers' home, may the Lord be with us in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name I pray.
And may the good Lord answer our prayers in Jesus' name. Thank you so much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, very, very patriotic citizens of Nigeria. Please may we all rise as we take our national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be on our seat. My distinguished guests, we have officially come to the close of the Pbat Door-to-Door Movement 2027 press conference. And we really appreciate every single one of you for coming up today and being a part of today's gathering. Your presence, your engagement, and your commitments are all vital to the success of this vision. As we take into the next phase of the grassroots mobilization, let's please carry with us the message of unity. Okay. And renewed hope and collective responsibilities.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned.
Hello, thanks for joining us. This is TVC Midday News. Now, Nigerians on Thursday marked 26 years of uninterrupted democracy. And that's a journey filled with trials, triumphs, and transformation. Now, while the celebration may be over, the conversations around it continue to dominate national discourse. The Nigeria Governors Forum, through its chairman and governor of Kwara State, Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, joined President Bola Tinubu and other key stakeholders to honor those who fought for and defended Nigeria's democratic path. The forum acknowledged that while the country has made significant strides over the last 2.5 decades, challenges still remain. But it emphasized that through constructive dialogue and democratic engagement, Nigeria can overcome its hurdles. The NGF also reaffirmed its commitment to deepening democracy, fostering peace, and creating a more inclusive and prosperous nation for all. Now let's take you down memory lane back to June the 11th, 1994. That was the day Moshood Abiola, in a bold act of defiance against military rule, declared himself president right in the heart of Ekpetedo, Lagos Island. Today, that historic site lies in ruins, a fading symbol of courage and Nigeria's ongoing quest for true democracy. Ayomide Ajegbe reports.
This is the soil of history. At this place, Moshood Kashimawo Abiola declared himself the president of Nigeria on June 12, 1993. Yes, that election was annulled, but it marks the significant prominence of democracy in Nigeria. And it is a reference point to what we enjoy now as democratic governance. What you would expect to be a monument of some sort is deserted on a day like this. A place like this should have been upgraded to an international world standard heritage where Nigerians can come together and pay their homage. But what we find here is appalling. The roofs have caved in. Miscreants have made this place their sort of refuge. And everywhere here does not look like what the hero of democracy would have wanted it to be. Third highest national honor was conferred on Moshood Kashimawo Abiola. And the statue here represents what it means to Nigeria and its history. On this day, June 12, it's now being regarded as Democracy Day in Nigeria. Ayomide Ajegbe, TVC News, Lagos.
In Ondo State, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa and Senate leader Okpeyemi Bamidele called for the consolidation of Nigeria's democratic gains, stressing that past sacrifices must not be in vain. They spoke at an event marking the 32nd anniversary of the annulled June 12, 1993 presidential election in Akure. Senior reporter Ayodeji Morade reports.
June 12 symbolizes the struggle for democracy in Nigeria, particularly in relation to the annulled 1993 presidential election won by the late Moshood Abiola, which is widely viewed as the freest and fairest election in Nigeria's history. To mark this important day in Ondo State, a lecture was organized. Delivering a keynote lecture titled Losses and Gains in Relation to Today's Democratic Realities in Nigeria, Senate leader Senator Michael Okpeyemi Bamidele, represented by Ondo State Attorney General Kayode Ajulo, described June 12 as a symbol of sacrifice, resilience, and hope, urged Nigerians to remain steadfast in their pursuit of a democracy that is inclusive, just, and accountable.
Today, Your Excellency, we not only gathered to celebrate 25 years of uninterrupted democracy, but a milestone achieved through the collective resolve of Nigerians to have steadfast upheld democratic idea.
In his address, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa characterized the June 12, 1993 election won by the late Moshood Abiola as a historic landmark in the nation's political evolution. He said the annulment of the election denied Nigerians the chance of accelerated democratic advancement.
The June 12 election was not only a watershed that has had lasting impacts on our country's democratic journey. It has further strengthened our collective struggle for freedom, justice, and rule of law.
want to have a free and fair election that is not influenced by the money, stop putting pressure on the candidates. Stop demanding money from the candidates.
June 12 continues to be a pivotal date in Nigerian history, underscoring the principles of democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. Ayodeji Moradeyo, TVC News, Abuja.
And as part of Democracy Day celebrations, the governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, unveiled a series of major projects across the state. He reassured the residents of his administration's commitment to delivering the dividends of democracy and improving livelihoods. Senior reporter Jesse Tafida brings us the details.
We are in Kalerizanari, one of Maiduguри's most densely populated communities.